Greetings, this is Freenan Rena Mitcha. I welcome you to episode 20 of Four Side Dive of Critical Role. Inspiringly named episode 20. This continuing this goes off a little bit off as they are doing a no bits episode, which I guess is why they just call it episode 20. What this means is change the formats. They have, instead of just four people, there's a fifth person who's hosting, the official host, who basically does the role of the tavern keeper. Like in this thing, we were first greeted with Sam, which we make the tavern, but then we found out that he has basically a actual host. I'm gonna butcher this name. Abubakar Salim. You could look it up on the wiki. Him and also quick, just so you're not taking by surprise. There are no they go after the what the frick is up to that. They instead will go with instead of pulling stuff for the tower inquiry, they'll have a spreadsheet inquiry where they have questions in order of arrival and stuff. Which I'll just tell you, that's not gonna work, even if it allows you to get through questions more and stuff. Like, there's probably like a couple hundred people submitting questions between each over that now. I think since they're monthly, so that, and you only answer a few questions. Also, you're still not gonna get to everyone's questions, so might as well just still have the fun with it. And then he pulls, when they get into the deep dive, he pulls from their tankards. And instead of like a fun game, which they still answer a few questions, they just do more questions, just period. Now he's got fun, he brings on instant stuff, but next though, bring back the bits, and not the ones in the can. Anyway, besides Sam and the host, we also have Laura, Ashley, and Marissa. And as he describes what's going on, you could hear a laugh, like what they'll be going into this episode, like discussing. You can hear a laugh track in the back. And we get into the segment which I refer to as "What the frick is up with that?" because I self-censor. And to start off, I'll let them show. Wait, that's a 2.
Crevasse?
Yes, it was quite a large crevasse.
It was,
yeah.
just a big crevasse.
Hey.
Crevasse.
It's compared to their host. Doesn't actually watch Critical Role, I think. He plays D&D, but he doesn't. So, oh boy. And then they go into the therapy session in the Fey realm, and like specifically how it was set up. Like apparently Sam and Matt kept texting between each other and stuff, and Sam gets came up with the idea of, like what the theme of each thing would be, like communication, trust, and honesty. And focus, and he came up with like at least 2 different ways they could play those exercises for each, and just give them that, who then evolve them. As he said, they made them way better. Also, they go into a lot about what they learned during the honesty tour, like especially with Orm Chetney, like especially the fact that Chetney, we learn about Chetney's family, and that he has no idea that doesn't seem to care. It was something that baffled Sam. Uh, Abu then comments that he can relate. Hang on. There are several. There are several clips. Well, I think there's more clips during the main thing. Even if there is no just a bunch of clips at the end where the game is played.
He would want to focus on as a group. And then I pitched him 2 activities for each of those. And then he was like, okay, you're done. Yeah, I don't want you to know anything more. And then he took those ideas and he made them way better.
Oh, wow.
Did you find something?
I found it all.
Just read it.
This is a lot, Sam.
Well, just read the best parts.
It's all from you, so none of it can be that good.
Oh, okay.
Matt responded, I love all of these. Let me develop them. It's all from you, so none of it can be that good.
Okay.
Matt responded, I love all of these. Let me develop them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna change it.
Okay. These are your pitches. Team building scavenger hunt. The team has got to work on communication, trust, honesty. So
right
maybe
there. It's right
some
there.
activities that highlight those virtues.
Really wholesome.
Communication.
It really was.
We could even shut the lights off at the studio. Oh, you were saying
I was like, we could
some
communicate.
sort of skill. Yeah, you say it.
We could turn off all the lights and we would just have to use our voices to like communicate.
No,
or
that's
something.
you.
You
Yeah.
wanted to take our visual show
Yes!
and make it to where
Completely
the
black.
audience can't see anything.
Yes, I thought it could be really fun.
Okay.
That would just be a podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
But
Luckily, Matt did something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of fun though.
The next one, trust. Some sort of challenge where items we need to find are very valuable, and the players are tempted to keep them for themselves.
Oh.
But
That's a good one.
that is a good one. But that did get him to the
Blindfold.
So the-
Oh, yes.
Or
So,
something
yeah.
Sounds
where
like
one
the
player
other
has
word.
to dive down into a deep poisonous bog to retrieve an item which they have to hold with 2 hands, knowing they cannot get back up again by themselves, so they have to trust that their teammates can rescue them or pull them
Well,
up before they
that's-
suffocate.
That's such a detailed pitch of mine.
Yeah, what?
That's a very detailed pitch.
The last one, we didn't do that. But
We did not do that.
No.
the last one is honesty. Could be a zone of truth thing.
Zone of truth thing, I thought
You
could be
can't
fun.
move to the next challenge until you reveal something about yourself. So
He took that. He
did.
took that and ran with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is all in character, not actually really revealing moments of like truth of yourself.
No, yeah, character.
No, no.
Character.
That's boring, isn't it?
No, I thought it was really revealing. Like some of the
Yeah, some of the stuff.
That's
that-
really
stuff
cool.
that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone had a couple things that I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. Like Orem had some good stuff.
Yeah,
That
poor little
is sad.
Orem. Yeah, Orem's Chetney's was sad.
Even
Chetney's.
Chetney's was
Yeah.
sad. He has a
Like I-
family out there.
Yeah.
Did he make up those names on the spot?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that was a long one. On there. Yeah, more about Chetney's family. And then.
I can relate to that.
Oh, let's make this
Oh
about
wow,
you.
do we need to talk about this?
My family, you know, I don't really care about them much. They're really nice people, but they actually make me physically sick.
Are you doing a monologue right now?
Well, it wasn't supposed to be one, but I'll tell you. No, this ain't about me, guys.
I promise. I'm gonna put you on it like Candela. I promise.
Can we, whatever, as long, if it's not the core campaign, which I would love, can we, if it's Candela, can I be in that game? Because I want to get
With
to play
him?
with you.
I'm just
Desperately
giving you a
wanna
heads up. I am a chaos player.
I know you've said that. That's why I want to do it.
The show now is
Like,
Abu
pure
auditioning
chaos.
for other shows. That's what this show is?
That's
Every
basically
20
it.
minutes, he just
basically
slates.
6'1" London.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I love chaos. I'm the guy who goes into a bar and is like, I'm gonna kill the king.
Yeah. Yeah,
Why
that's
is he
what,
in a bar?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's
It
what
just
just
is,
is.
you know? That's what it is.
That's
Is there a
you
king
and
of the
Travis would be phenomenal in a game together.
Well, this is good to know. So this is getting way off topic.
Yes, it
We
is.
have, but whatever.
You're supposed to be the host keeping
I know, I'm
us
sorry.
on.
We have like buckets, like categories.
Yeah, you know, it's ironic with these the random bits they do and stuff. It actually is more streamlined with the bits, I think. And they also go into more about how Chetney's story become the heart of the group. They talked about this before and stuff, but he's the one that who checks in with people, and people start checking in with him. And Sam also mentions how he thinks there is more to Chetney's backstory that he's still yet to reveal. Mm-hmm. He just pretends being. It might just be how Travis is, though. I think that I believe the theory is. Mm-hmm. Aaron. And they go in after which they start talking more about how like after talking about how he went to talks about Delilah, and which got them started talking about Delilah, like the possible, for instance, the possibility that she's always watching me anytime, mm, anytime Imogen and Lana want to be intimate, they will they might just have wondering in the background, is she watching? Very disconcerting. Very disconcerting.
That impulse to,
How much is her impulse versus yours?
yes. And I don't know. It's weird having a dead lady in your head.
Oh, that's really dope.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's weird being a dead lady with a dead
Lady in your head.
Oh, totally makes
Who's
sense.
the dead lady?
Double deads.
Which one is the dead lady and which one is the not anymore dead lady?
Yeah.
Speaking of dead ladies,
Yes.
embracing the darkness with
Yeah.
We both did a bad.
Hang on. Yeah, they're talking about the impulses before. Like every time Lotman has to wisdom say with it's just to stop bad impulse. Maybe not a full takeover, but definitely stop. Like Delilah's maybe influenced impulses. Also, though, they have to wonder, and like I said, they have to wonder: are these impulses from Delilah, or are they do originate from Lana herself? They go more into the fires. about the fire, the spark of Rashawn and Fern finally getting it. She was the first time the group, most of the group thought she was going to get it, but no, she and Action had other plans, and I think they go into why that happened, and like they were just misreading the signs. Like Ashley points out that it seemed like it was like this storyline was being more action focused, and so it's of course it's gonna go to him. Like, these are, but there, but there are moments where Matt described it as a spark or the so. But basically, one of her thing was like it was always called the spark itself due to the fire related, but to her and her it's a spark. It's gonna set something off. So she thought like giving it to Ashton would trigger his shard of Comort within him, which it sort of did. Like jumpstart, like when he took it, it did sort of like jumpstart the thing, and then when she actually took it, it did finish it off. So she's not entirely wrong, but but the but it was just they added a middleman where they really shouldn't have. Or no, or maybe they were cutting out the middleman when they shouldn't have. I'm not sure how we could describe it. Yeah, of course. The second that it started going bad, it's like, oh no, we effed up. Is like they were talking about like during when they were actually trying to have Ashton take the spark. It was like they both had those like what was it when they had like there's that meaning like, it was at this moment that he knew he effed up. They also reiterate why that she didn't want the spark because it was not Ashton at all and stuff. Also, you gotta remember. Apparently, actually forgot this happened, and I haven't gone back to rewatch. But in like when we originally were introduced to Fern we were originally introduced to Fern in EX Exandria Unlimited, the first one. At some point, that she had a vision of what she could be, and it was frightening. And she says, and they want, and she going, do I really need more firepower? Apparently, yes. Let's see. Mm. And you can see Fern was, and they talk about how pissed Fern was at the end. It's like it was directed at Ashton, but it wasn't so much what he did as that what is her frustration of that they almost lost him, and that she, and also the fact that she in some way was in on this bad idea. There, they talk about, and the merchants start talking about when the group was first when the party has to start getting red flags about something maybe not be followed right was when Fern and Ashton first left to try to absorb the spark away from the group. Like for instance, it's like, wait, this is saying I've read something doesn't seem really right. Mm-hmm. It said that it was like more like it wasn't at that point. It's not like may not things to may not realizing the full things to seem more intentionally shifty. And they talk more about how Lana sort of leaned more into Delilah, her aspect there in the darkness zone. Lana has yet to discuss what went on with her while she was in the Parchwood, but those hells, but though so. Oh, there. And it's like letting it's like for Marsha, she said it's just like letting those intrusive thoughts you have sometimes throughout the day, and then like letting one of them actually get to the forefront, with Delilah being the intrusive form. So, though there is the fact that they're approaching like the more big do or die times, and like and and with this and with of course the Imogen's Rudis connections, can they afford not to utilize like Delilah's power? Like they were like they even specifically go on the fact that all of them have these darker thing. Actually, wait, do I? Actually, I think that might be the next. No, that's it. No, that was.
And
By the end, it's like maybe the big fight. We're just all unleash all of our like all the bad stuff and let our villains, like our inner demons, fight the battle for us.
our avatars.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the
Basically,
Well, yeah,
it's
I mean,
the dark. It's
I kind of want all of those hells to have some sort of dark transformation things, and then they have this like they go to the five they have this like in the Power Rangers like morphing type thing, or like I watch transform a thing like that thing. Like they all assume this more powerful and go like straight into the final fight with Luminous like in their powerful form. And
it's embracing the dark side just a little bit.
I feel like for all of us, if we get in a sticky enough situation, we can just be like, for my character, I'm a bomb.
Yeah.
You can blow me up.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yes, but you could if we got in a sticky enough situation.
I could do it.
I'm a nuke.
I remember what I was gonna say. Okay,
Oh.
because you were saying.
also they also talk about one reason why Ashton took the Sparker side, or like let him go, is these are professional D&D players. They are like professional improv at improv.
No
Your
point.
creativity. What I'm saying is, like, if you do a big move, like in an improv sense,
Yeah.
if Laura is like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm fucking wait until everyone's asleep, and I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna open this thing.
You expected.
I'm like, well, Laura has an idea. I'm
Yes,
gonna let her
yes.
do this because she is a professional D&D player.
Yes.
And she must know what she's doing. But it turns out we kind of suck sometimes too.
Sometimes it's not the right thing to do. Yes.
Well, I think it's, and we all have it, right? We all have those moments where like Matt is trying to like feed you something, and it might be just like, I don't know if you know this, but we're voice actors.
Oh, right.
Just,
I'm
just
dying in this.
like-
Like, I have to be here for how
What am I
long?
supposed to do?
Oh boy.
he's fine. He's wearing lavender. He's so cozy and chill.
He's sitting
You look
here.
so lovely. I don't know why I keep just pointing out that
really
he's
like-
The pink
Salmon.
be
Poor
lavender.
boy.
Salmon.
He's just listening to us describe our dreams, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a nightmare.
Critroll.com/critical-recap.
Yes.
Just real quick.
Mhm. 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 And let's see. That okay. Afterwards, they start talking about F.C.G's stress system. Like, and this is the first time he kind of explains it. Like, every time he does like one of his class features, like to like significantly bind or like take away someone's like damage using her thing, that actually causes like his stress to go up. Oh, the thing to go up. So he has a feature that deliberately contradicts F.C.G's like sort of role as a literal heal bot. And he said anytime he does something that helps an ally, it does cause the stress thing to go up though. So that's something. It goes a little bit down at the end of the day though, and but we also but it's kind of good because that goes cause it. But when he takes down an enemy, like we found out, they didn't mention this there, despite having being this part of since the favorite treat was one of the things they're discussing. But he the fifth thing he admitted that when F.C.G kills something, it helps relieve some of the stress. So this system is directly countering. Is directly so he's like the primary healer, but the healing is not good for him. Kind of an interesting character dynamic there. It, brings Lorian points out that all the characters in this campaign and okay have some sort of quirk uh, 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 that are working against themselves. Sam points out that in prior campaigns, the character has flaws, but here most of them are actively compelled to do something that would harm either of them or their friends. Like Fern is compelled to steal at the worst moments. Which brings up a point that they said, like, at one point, I think everyone at the table was like, is hers is she's not she's not at this point succumbing to her klepto temptations all the time as much as evidence of a point where Laura's actually expecting Fern to try to swipe Percy's spectacles. Mm. Stuff. Oh wait, I may have missed the time zone.
Here's my worry with what you did.
Uh-huh.
I'm very proud of you for letting it take you.
Well, it seemed like it would be good knowledge to have.
No, not in kinky way.
Wait, oh wait, not quite yet. Sorry. Guess that Kinsley. At this point, Fern has realized that you can start to say like they all have things, and now that one's a fish, one of their big quirk character problems and stuff has actually caused a major setback. Did cause a setback. Everyone's a little more gun shy. Oh, and they think about like how that could be character growth.
And I feel like maybe that's growth. Fern, is that burning desire was there.
But see, I think that's not growth.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
tell me how.
not
No, tell me how. Tell me how.
No, it is growth.
I wanna
It is
know.
growth. It is growth. You know what? I don't know how to say this because
Tell us, Daddy.
No, I want to know. I want to know.
okay, it is growth for sure. It shows a level of maturity, which is great, and that is growth. But I think a fully realized,
A fully realized Fern.
a fully realized Fern wouldn't prevent herself from doing the thing that she needs and wants. She would do
Okay.
it, but be honest and open about it. She would
Okay.
do it, but own her mistakes. She would do it and embrace that part of her, not tamp it down.
okay.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oh well. Okay.
Yeah.
Advice
Not ever
at
do
all.
that though.
Like,
She's
Wait. I think you
hold
have
on.
the same response I
This
was.
is it, like, you don't ever, this is the worst advice ever.
Yes.
Like, never ever do, like, if you have an impulse that is going to affect other people, please don't
Maybe
ever
don't.
do it.
But there's something
Sam.
in that impulse. There's something in that impulse that is her. That she needs to express.
And you need to
somehow.
accept it.
And maybe she doesn't express it by stealing. Maybe there's a different way of expressing it. But that's her. She's got to figure out what that is. You've got to get it out of you if it's in you.
This is therapist
Okay.
F.C.G. coming out.
God, I wish I
Yeah.
was this good at the
Hide.
game.
But to Abu's point,
Anyway, after they start talking about like the evil moon dreams, stuff like as that's described, and how Imogen fully gave into the moon, like the compulsion to just let herself go into the moon in the cycle. It's like for Laura, it seems like good knowledge to have. Like she's always resisted moon, and I think Sand also kind of just want to know what would happen. Like it's just another button they press. Her leg. But he's also concerned that he always wanted to see what happened to it, but he's kind of worried about the timing. She just let herself get to come to, and he's wondering, did she just give away, alert people that they're coming up, like how well prepared are they specifically for Bell's Hells now? Well, up on Rhodus. Yeah, like, are they already prepared? Like, one of the biggest reason why the leaders of Alexandria chose Bell's Hells to do this is because they are a relatively competent group, but they're also relatively unknown. But they've had accounts like with this, and also the fact that they literally just like to get that spark, they literally had to uh, fight off Ludus' simulacrum, which he already said that, so he knows they were going to get it, and he knows that the fact that he no longer that they didn't come back with the spark that they spawned on. So their enmity that they're counting on, that could very well. They don't talk about this. They don't. I don't think they've gone into this enough. But the enmity they're relying on may no longer exist. Like they have in a sense faced a form of the leader who and stuff, and he knows that they must have triumphed because his clone does not come back. One of their high ups is literally the other one's parent, and we could tell like she called it was a no, don't do it. Like, and well, her positioning, or how she aligns with the rest is maybe up to question. She may have not known that this happened, so there is a lot more significant chance that they're prepared specifically for Bell's Hells. And
This could have
Hide.
been a game.
But to Abu's point, I think I feel like we all have.
oh wait,
A moonin, like either in a dream or talking to your mom or like whatever it is, and you felt that draw.
whoa. Yeah, it's like,
pull.
well, so he's already.
You've resisted
yeah.
and resisted and resisted, and I've really wanted you to let it go, to let it happen. And so when you did it this past episode or whatever, 2 episodes ago, whenever you did it,
Okay,
I was very pleased and happy, and I think that's really cool character growth. But maybe the wrong time. Maybe the worst possible time.
Wait, why?
Because because we're there now. We're going there now.
It's the best possible time.
Yes, but like this could be, I don't know what you
I
unlocked.
might have just like.
I don't know what you unlocked.
I unlocked something in myself. What if I just like outed us to like them? They know that we're.
Exactly. Like,
Oh.
and now.
I haven't suffered the repercussions yet.
Yes, so we've just arrived on the moon at the last episode, and
There's 2 moons, by the way.
sure.
great.
Don't confuse the boy.
Really talking about the bad one.
There's an evil moon and a good moon.
Good moon. Okay.
Yeah, a regular moon.
But we're on the bad moon. But like, what if you opened yourself up to moonfluence?
It's possible.
That
Are you a moonfluencer? Sorry.
Hit like and subscribe.
Get that red filter.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm glad you did it,
Yeah.
but it could be real bad.
It could be bad.
Yeah, like it's like a GPS.
I'll remind y'all encouraged her to do it. And she specifically said, I'm gonna have a dream and give in to Ruidus. And y'all said, cool.
Yes.
I think it's a great idea. I'm super.
I
here
didn't
for
go off and go, I have an idea I'm going to do by myself and not tell
No,
them.
you-
I asked everyone if I should.
it. That is true. And
So
we were
you
all-
actually asked people if you should.
Yeah.
Interesting.
and we supported her poor decision.
What if they all said no? Would you have still done it?
Ooh, good question.
Probably.
Bad answer.
But it doesn't matter because I
No,
got
because you
the
are
okay.
people that everyone was like, yeah, sure. You're like, okay, so it's not on me.
Great.
Great.
Okay. They're not, and as of their approach to the Bloody Bridge, they now know that there is factions within the Lorens themselves. But like there are stuff like it's not there are groups within the Lorens and stuff. They also explain how Danny Carter explained like the Ruidus was made from basic. It's I mentioned this before. It was just like a Sage of Six Factions with Juby. Like it's the gods sent him like build a moon out of what Exandria and set it aside, and whatever. In this case, whatever was on both those pieces of this was then on the moon. And has had like a few thousand years to basically soak up Predathos radiation or whatever you might say, like, and mutate. So there's a whole ecosystem and stuff of there. How they will.
Thank you for taking off your jacket, because I thought your shirt said anal girl.
It does.
Oh, I thought it was.
I promise when I put it on, I was like, people are gonna think that my shirt says anal girl.
Nothing wrong with that, you know?
Because it still looks like anal girl.
Like anal girl.
Yeah, there you go.
Brilliant. And I've got here Nana and her
Brilliant. Brilliant. Where am I? Get my agent on the phone. Get me off of this set.
Wait, what was the question?
It was Nana and her deals is the final little
Nana?
segment.
Oh yeah, son. They talk about more about Nanamore's deals with Arm Chetney, like Chetney's they agree was badly worded, and like that's gonna come back around. Like he's like most well known, like oh that's good and badly we could just tell. Like just because you're a friend of someone she adores doesn't mean that her fey nature won't cause her to F with you. Most notorious. Orm's deals look more sound like he'll serve her if they can get everyone back off of Rubus safely. It may cause some trouble for him in the future, but the mission is very important, and the people on the mission are very important to him. So, though I think we'll know the drug. Okay, come here. I'm serving you a sandwich. Deal's over. Yeah, you know that's not gonna fly. Nor would Orm be the type of guy who there. But kind of, I think the deal hits home with him more because this is right after their the Ostrich, where he finds out that he's low and stuff, and now if they've succeeded and stuff, he might come to a decision where he has to may eventually have to leave the group. I think some of them even suggest maybe getting a new love interest, but there. Okay.
Taking the world by storm.
It's so fun. I love connections.
Is it like a crossword game?
No, you get 4 groups. Of
Level
4
11.
letters.
We're level 11.
We're not supposed to have any games on tonight's show.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. But one of the things I like about is those games at the end, like.
So let's keep. Can you tell that we've never had a host before?
No, but I think it's great.
How is having a host more disorganized?
Yeah. Like I said,
You're
more
supposed to be
streamlined
keeping us in line and on
Sorry,
task.
sorry, I'm mesmerized.
Yeah. But once again, it's just us trying to explain
Right.
I'm so sorry.
the chaos.
It's fantastic. I'll never forget evil trees and
Great.
I'm trying to fuck them. Race to Ruidus.
Oh, we didn't try to fuck the tree.
No, the moon. Though. That's
No,
what
but
you
we
tried to
could
fuck.
have.
We did smoke a blunt
That'd
with
be
the tree.
easier.
Did-
Wow!
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of obvious.
I'm so excited to get you in on a game.
Yes.
I swear you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
He plays. It's not like it's.
Yeah, no, I love it.
This
I
is
love
all
it.
like,
I do. But no, I've got here Race to Ruidus. So what does that mean? Bell's House collaborating.
The last
Can I read
episode
this?
we did it. We
I want to
went
read this.
Okay,
Let me
read it.
read this.
Oh,
Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes.
read it.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Just had to go at me for being a host and being disorganized. Now I'm trying to be organized and you're...
Sorry.
Talking, and you're just talking over.
Sorry. I'll just go back.
You know, this reminds me of my mum when I told her
Don't-
it's salmon and she didn't, she was like, yeah, it's salmon. And now you're saying
It
it's
really
lavender.
does look like lilac.
It is not.
Lilac.
It
That
is
was lilac.
Oh,
Lilac, I
now.
feel like is spot on.
great.
lilac.
Everyone's
lilac.
lying to me now. Bell's House collaborated with...
Wagons. So butcher wagons.
Oh,
My bad.
boy.
So
They're explaining what the diversion it was.
people far more powerful than us.
Right.
Like
You-
really
if-
powerful people
If you were watching it, you probably already seen the original episode, so you know what the diversion
in
is.
the world.
Nonsense.
So here they'll describe it.
They came up with a diversion while we were trying to get into the hole that leads to the bloody bridge.
There was
playing.
There was a meat diversion while we were going into the hole into a butter.
Yeah.
Yo!
Meat over here
So they
before.
created it. It made it seem like they were attacking with a whole army,
meat
but
explosion.
really it was just a few wizards attacking with like big illusions. Okay.
Okay.
But they sent with them big giant butcher wagons full of dead animals and blood,
Right.
so that when they got attacked back, they would explode the wagons and blood would come out, so the people would think that they were actually succeeding. They were really fighting real creatures.
It just helped the illusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Helped
So
sell
that
it.
that was a
That's a
distraction.
good idea.
That was a good
Yeah,
idea
it's a good
because
idea.
Matt came up.
It was Matt.
Oh, right.
That was not we had
Okay.
nothing to do with that.
Right.
That's what the good people came up
We
with.
also
Right.
had to have a diversion.
And then we just didn't, and we just snuck in. That
we
was
had a couple of ideas.
Yeah. Okay. This then they go into things about like they sort of break into a tangent about like how Abu like how he's going to try to get into some of the clubs and stuff like, and some of them wouldn't have it. Like yeah, he's got celebrity, but nope. Like one time he's like for like Assassin's Creed movie is like he has like I thought it was a dance franchise. I was like, and then they go into like the like stuff about. It's kind of fun to listen to, but it's not really important to the things. But the pinball games they like and what particular models they like. There will be a link, of course, to the actual video, which I've been putting clips from in the description. Just go and watch. Then there, after which they turn. They talk about quickly how they also have supposed to have their own diversion, like releasing the going in via tent, like airborne tent. But honestly, the disguises were more sound there. So yeah. Where was I? And now they're talking about how they're actually now finally on Rudis. Yes. How they mentioned how like that possum was chased like Fern into there, and it's eventually gonna turn back and maybe be a problem. Also, there may be found out that discussed that there could be a rock and a hard place because anyone they were facing who was trying to stop them getting through work may come in after them, and they only gotta look at the describe like the defenses on the other side. But we don't know what's manning the defenses on the other side. They could very well be pincered at this point. Mm-hmm.
For diversions.
We had
The tent idea was great.
You know.
Oh yeah, there.
The tent.
So our idea.
You're a little fucking turncoat,
I
though.
I liked the idea. It just didn't make sense in the moment.
There were so many things.
Okay.
Oh, because everything else did?
I should have gone with it.
Right before we entered the hole, there were tents on the outside of the hole and
Okay.
like people guarding it, right? So our fly by the seat of our pants plan was to sneak into one of the tents and then gust it up in like a
lift it
windstorm
like a kite.
with wind and then blow it around like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz and fly down into the hole
We
in the
would be
tent.
in the tent and no one would know that.
And
They
people
would
just
just
be like, that tent
oh
came
wow,
loose.
a tent is
It's
blowing
so
around.
windy.
Okay.
Isn't that a great idea?
That is the appropriate reaction.
Yeah.
No, for
Okay.
Sure, man.
It's obviously
Mm-hmm. Then, after this, we get to their spreadsheet of inquiry. Ay, ay, ay. Gotta leave in 50 minutes. No pulling from the tower and stuff, so. If they go, the first question is, as an actor, what part of your character is the juiciest to dig into? Was it something you added intentionally, or did it arise organically from playing? A playing thing. Additionally, how is your collaborator to facilitate these situations in game? Like, how do they try? How they get it? For for Sam, it's you need to come up with some things prepared in advance, or else you're just going to be floundering. A case in point, this episode. And Marissa particularly enjoys diving into the dynamics of the relationships, but also the tension in relationship is fun. Like real life tension relationship, not fun. Like just watching it as a butt. No, when there's that disconnect, yeah, that's. Laura doesn't even like Laura doesn't really like conflict, any conflict in game, like internal conflicts. She'll even go like when her character are having her characters having a problem with her, like afterwards she'll quickly go, "Hey, are we with the player? Hey, are we cool? Are our characters still cool?" Once again, and actually, once again, it's like she loves like the in-game conflicts, but not the out-game ones. So, yeah, Abu likes the idea of, like discovering more about their stories and stuff. Back to. Okay. Then, next question was: throughout the campaigns, there was various plots and subplots of that players and non-player characters part of. Basically, how to determine what subplots to follow, and for deciding whether or not to pursue a threat or not. They describe how Matt's good at giving them options, like back in campaign 2 with Belzo, they have that official thing like um like from the Empire, like to be sort of like while the soldiers and stuff help uh like contract police helping police the inner while the soldiers are all fighting, and then they have this contract from the gentleman who go about helping him smuggle stuff, and so basically doing helping the law in crime. And as if you've seen the recaps, they always go crime, crime. Mm, mm. They noticed how there was a lot early on in this campaign. They noticed quickly how the moon was becoming more recurring thing. Like there has been hints of this of like Rudis being something important in the previous campaigns and stuff. And there's been videos about like Matt in cosmic horrors that he's planning, but now we're finally into that. Like, for instance, also another thing that like if it's something that seems right to do at the time, even if it doesn't go with the main plot, like the Feyram like retreat, yeah, it doesn't really help progress the story of the thing with the Rudiscape, but it does. It did seem right at time, and like yeah, they just had a big thing which shakes their trust within the group. Yeah, they need to, and they yeah they needed to figure out a way to take some time and to reconnect, so they have they still function well together, going on this danger. And then final one for their first, and then they also have the oh here's a good one. What are the three? What are three visual details? Basically, what are the details they often see in fan art, which I really like about like a weapons accessories person. Marissa particularly likes how people interpret her form of dread. Mm. Dread is a more it likes the ones that get more spooky and creepy, and also the Surgeon Pate. Sam likes the ones where it's like the members of Belle's house, but in alternative settings, like high school stuff. Especially since they get to see how they determine a human form of F.C.G. is. We already know that Laura, like he has a whole thing where her original character's like never included glasses stuff, but people because of her personality, people just kept drawing her with glasses stuff to get the geek factor, and she kind of loves it. Especially when they also draw her freckles. I kind of like it because when I started using D&D Beyond, I first created like a test character, and for me, I'm after saying all this, I'm tempted to not actually give her glasses herself. She's already got very freckled. Like this character, Celera, is like a half elf. And freckled, like there's so many things like the geek appeal, because she is a very geeky character. Like she is a wizard, but it's not like. But she's also got this dynamic. Like she's got this very geeky and shy. But in combat, she's usually goes. Despite being having a wizard thing, she's usually up close and personal. Like there, and Ashley just loves how like the very curvy aesthetic that everyone gives Fern. If now we go into the deep dive. Actually, wait.
Can I say something about the game? I told Matt, and I had talked to Matt about how I wanted to have glasses, and like I'm like, I just need to find some glasses in game. We just need to find them, and then we did, and they gave, and I think it was you gave them to Fern instead of giving them to me.
No, Ashton gave me those.
Gave them to you, and nobody gave me the glasses, and I didn't want to ask for them, and then you gave them to our daughter. No. You gave them to Gwendolyn.
Oh shit, I did.
And now we don't have them anymore. I was like, I never got the glasses.
Oh no, I didn't know that. I would have given
Were
them
they
to
magic
you.
glasses?
Were they magic
for
glasses?
glasses.
They were
eyes.
eyes.
Too charming.
They made you more charming. I wanted
And
them
you
so
have an
fucking
attunement
bad.
slot.
I know.
Go steal them from that little girl.
Those so yeah, I had been like, I'm gonna get to have the glasses. I'm gonna have the glasses in the game, and then they were gone.
You should have said something.
Been sitting in my inventory, and I've been trying to figure out what to do with them.
You should have said something.
Where did we get these glasses?
You need to be honest and open with each other.
Yeah, it happened before our trust exercise.
Dang
that
it.
should have been my secret.
Don't
I said
remember.
in the crevasse.
You should.
Oh, okay.
I remember.
Yeah, in the crevasse.
I want to get you for your Secret Santa present.
I feel like God, I just love the fan art so much. I just love it so much. There's so many talented artists out there, and I love.
Oh yeah. Oh, anyway, yeah. So. Okay, then we go to the deep dive. How does Fern feel about taking a deal with Nana? Well, first off, no, none of Belle Hells knows that both Fern and Orem took deals with Nanamori. They don't even know the other one took deals, so I think. So that, but for her, it's still just fantastic stuff. Like it's for her, like Nanamori is just as the main person, and this is her way of keeping like connected to her. She has yet to realize that the deals they make, they can have consequence. She doesn't realize that these things can have consequences yet. She doesn't remember like she hasn't connected the. She still isn't made a connection that the the topiary and bushes with bones and body parts of person are connected to deals. Like this is what happened. No, she doesn't know that. Yeah, that like so sure she doesn't see how it could go wrong. I feel like if Chinese comes into revelation and found out that it's because of a deal he made with Namo, that's gonna be like a world shattering for her. Like, wait, what? Next one was that one was for Ashley. Next one is combined one for Marisha and Laura. How are Lana is feeling about the state of their relationship right now? Now, considering how much more Delilah and Rudis are factoring into the situation, they still haven't talked about their how what to do with their relationship yet in game, especially with all these new developments. But like I said, but I think that as I said before, it's probably going to affect their more intimate time, like the fact that this that the as I like to call it the bitch witch of the lich is watching that's something juicy, but they're still excited about the potential relationship. And they go. Then Sam is asked how F.C.G is like his new feelings about the change burner. Like he's not fully trusting her yet. Like he does trust her less, but it's not like he's not gonna believe herself. She technically hasn't done anything yet. She's just like been more asserting like they need to go and save her stuff, which is understandable. Like and stuff, and it's not like you could go god shopping. All the deities are fixated on the bloody moon, the ruddy moon. So all of them are going to be acting cagey now. Um, and then we go to a Marisha question. Despite Lana's own nerves about their chances on Rudis, she was the one encouraging the others about the moon, and also the one to encourage Fern about taking the shard. Smart, but anyway, is this Lana? Is this the more resurgence of Lana's lasting optimism? I guess in a way she's doing so, but she's always trying to be optimistic, maybe to a fault. They meant Lana. Merchant said it's sort of like a season the witch thing. I actually not. I've heard of the thing, but don't understand the reference. I haven't seen it, so I can't go into it. Learn to get more into the powers just a little bit. Okay, well, but also a little. It's also like she's starting to get into a power hungry like thing. Let's right now, like the the stakes are getting higher and stuff. So the allure of power to help deal with the situation it grows. They asked them if what it was it like for Fern to go off on her own in the woods in Whitestone. Did she actually consider leaving Bethel, or was she just trying to give herself some space? She apparently it was always just needing her to get space. Motion doesn't know how to hedge himself. Kind of a more sheltered upbringing with Anna Heck, heck, when you see animals starting to come up to her more and stuff, it's kind of bring back memories of the Feywild. Like I think they didn't. This is the first time they go into, but whenever she was feeling sort of down there in off woods, she would always find these little extra friends, like we should see, like bumpers and whatever, all those weird things we see. They battle wolves with her. And you go wonder how much Namor is involved in setting up those encounters. I'm sorry if I'm trying to speed through this. I may have skipped over something.
I have a question for you guys. What color is this?
Oh,
Lavender. Periwinkle?
What the fuck am I wearing?
Lilac.
Salmon. Salmon. This is lavender.
Dan is wearing salmon. That is closer to salmon.
That's
than
closer to salmon.
That's
Yes.
coral.
Well, then
yes,
that's
but it's
corally
corally
salmon. Yeah.
You look beautiful.
Thank you, so do you.
It's okay. Thank you.
I'd go periwinkle with the cup.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up another.
From the lavender cup.
That's me. I am lavender.
This is for Marisha and Laura.
okay, that was okay. Yeah, one thing they mentioned before with the relationship between Imogen and Law. At this point, Imogen is no longer using circle to block thoughts, so she could still now read Laudna. Okay. Then we go to Sam. We go to a Sam question now. With Sam successfully a group bonding, does F.C.G feel like they are getting better at therapy? How does he feel about having his memory saved? It's kind of a bittersweet thing with the memory point. Like, sure, this actually did help the group out, like bond stuff. It's been richer, but because of the memory stuff, he doesn't know what parts were him and how much was actually him helping them through his ideas, or if it was, or how much of it is Nana Mori's ideas. So it'd be a big compliment if he just knew how much it or what parts it is, and which allowed him to know how much he helped. He's hoping for at least half to have been original to him. Oh, okay. Well, back to the thing of the creatures, I think, because I didn't realize how far I got into the notes.
Doing my job.
Since you play, sort of in that, I don't know why I'm like pointing so much today. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well,
My
now I know
fingers
where.
away. Like, now I feel like I can't talk. I feel like we talk about a lot.
Tell us more about your homeschooling.
Yeah. Oh no, I feel like I'm just like spiraling into weirdness.
Oh no.
We talk about a lot how some D&D is so much therapy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You know, where you're playing and you're like, oh no, methinks I'm working out some shit right now. Do you ever feel that way?
Oh, 100%.
When you play?
Yeah, 100%. I think the reason why I'm a chaotic player is because I had such a regimented upbringing, right? You know, I grew up in a Muslim household. I grew up in a very small sort of, like, I guess you guys would call it like a cul-de-sac in a way.
Yeah.
And
What do you call it?
a cul-de-sac.
There's no silly called like an endy or something.
No. But the thing is like, you know.
Well, anyway, back to that. Then we get to a marriage question. Did Lana consider reaching for Pate for comfort when she was in? And also go back to how she feels that now her mother can talk to her. Apparently, Pate was a later creation. After it took a while for her to make it after she was revived. Lana's open. Delilah's been in her head a lot longer than there. Kind of. However, with Lana, with Delilah being influence being back in force in Whitestone, like she was more prone to reverting. He's Pate's a fun talk to talk, but he's not good for complex conversations like stuff that takes actual thought. He was really just some sort of weird doll she made just to keep her sane. Stuff like I think that like the ball Wilson in Castaway sort of thing. When she's before originally until he starts speaking herself, any conversation I had with him was just her talking to herself, trying to sort out her feelings. The law has always been like the separate thing. So. Okay, look, and then we got a lower question. What was it like for Imogen to trust her friends as they guided her through nonsense? Apparently, it was great. Like, especially like since she couldn't see the actual thing, like it was like she had like what she described as she describes as a death grip on her figure. I mean, slowly, like that. Okay. Then we get another Laura one. It's how does Imogen feel about impersonating Liana or being now that she's on Rudis? Being the daughter too of one of the higher ups of the Edison. Very nervous about like she's basically being especially since Liana has always been this person. She's not doesn't have. She left when Imogen was just a baby. She didn't know her all, and because of her dreams and the voice of what she thought what turns out to be her mother, telling her to avoid the storm. Then she starts learning more and more. And it's now like, wait, she's on their side. And she's kind of turns with where with Liana's part in all of this. It especially is weird because when she let go and let herself go, like uh, dive into Ruvidus mentally, you could one of the, before she left the surface, one of the last things she heard was the voice of Liana said, "Imogen, no!" Like so clearly her her alignment with them is more complicated than that. Like she's not like full of there. One thing they mentioned is like it's hard once you're get a taste of the pull of Rudis, it's hard to don't take. And I think they may be wondering if it's sort of like an addict thing. And she knows it's bad stuff, but she can't do this. And she's trying to prevent Imogen from also being taken. Well, then we go back to who the spreadsheet of inquiry. Oh, okay. Which if the characters given off to, would they rather talk to their past selves or their future selves? It sells F.C.G would want to be meet his past self because he doesn't know his past self. Like that's a you know
I feel like
Are you and Barbie the same movie?
I'm Barbie.
Oh my god.
I didn't actually see the movie, so I can't know exactly who it is. And that, like, he wants to know, like, is there more to them than just his past thing in the program there?
God, did Margot Robbie rip off her character from me?
Oh my gosh.
I'm blonde.
Wait, can somebody make an F.C.G. like supercut to the Billie Eilish song?
Hey, Barb.
Not that one.
No, I know.
Oh, the serious one?
Yeah, but no, I want to know. I was created by someone to do a purpose. For a purpose, to entertain girls, and I need to know if I can be more than that, or if that's just what I am, and I should just embrace it. I was created to be a killing machine 2,000 years ago.
That took me a second that you were talking about Barbie, and I was like, wait, F.C.G. was created for...
No.
For girls.
Yeah.
What all can you do?
Fresh kind of
I did not know.
Their minds are permanently in the...
Math is hard.
Oh my god.
I feel like at first...
Fern could basically... They said Fern basically go either way, like, though she may be more afraid of her future self. Like, her past self she already knows, and so it could be boring. But her future self could scare her, so she could she could go either way. A lot of them would like to meet her past self, aka Matilda. Like revisit time before all the burn has, like before she was got the implication of the Briarwoods. Especially since she's already dead. What would be her future? And Imogen's big thing is she would like to be to know whether or not she goes bad or not. And then the last one from the Tower of Grey. Actually, well, maybe the spreadsheet, though I think they still do has go for more of the spreadsheets afterward. What is the most fascinating aspect of the world building of Alexander to you? Sam, it's how the complexity of how all the different aspects are connected, like how the name of flower affects this battle between gods and stuff. How this weird world connection connects to this, which connects to this political structure. Like it feels like a complex and real world. Though only Matt knows, and they'll only find out maybe like years later. And for Mersha, it's Matt's concept of time. Like it's not like it's not like a video game. Like you pause this quest, you don't take this quest, you just come back and take it later. No, like the everyone is like real things, and if they're not directing you, they still theoretically go living life and stuff. So and they're not just waiting you to you skipped the quest. Also, like if they're also including consequences if they don't do something. Like if they pull off something, the window closes and then there's consequences. It basically a way to avoid main character syndrome. Like the world does not evolve around their characters. Actually, it's the rich history, like the Barb feels these topics like all over this plane and stuff, which results from a battle during the Calamity. Then we go into a break. Everything's sort of standard stuff, but the only thing of real interest was it starts out. Yeah, I recommend you. I won't show you the clip now. One, I'm running short on time, but oh, hang on. Well, actually, there is another clip I do want to show you guys.
But this, and he mentioned, he was like, I always, whenever I build like NPCs beyond their function to what the story and the players are going to be, I also just jot down like another little thing, like another fun little factoid about their lives that they might not ever come up, but like, oh, this person's really into beating. And like, I don't know.
Beating with a
Beating
D.
it off,
This person
That was such a
masturbates 6 times a day.
I don't know why. They're really into competitive pumpkin growing.
Yeah.
They've won a pumpkin growing contest.
Both
Like,
solid
I don't know.
choices.
This is why
They're
Matt
really-
is good at what he does,
Yes.
and we
They're
don't
really
do
into forming sausages.
I don't know. I feel like it's the most Matt Mercer thing to say a word that then everybody else.
Yes. Yes.
anyway, there's the rich history like stuff. Also, there's like the fact that there's still places they haven't yet to go, which are they mentioned like once again, like how during the London panel and stuff, he mentioned how those stuff like there are underwater like among places they did explore includes like on the seafloor, and there are like entire underwater kingdoms down there, like nations and stuff. If you go to break, there's the Tales of Ken Zava Zau. I'm not sure how. They go into. They have 2 more things. What accessories did your character afterward? What accessories did your character have secretly or not in their inventory? What accessories would your character, or what they would have? Fern has like they mentioned like I mean, well, they might be able to explain it better.
Yeah.
Situation?
Yeah.
Wait,
Did
that
Taylor
be
take her
Fairy?
tooth out?
Were you the
Your
Tooth
house?
Fairy?
We didn't. She doesn't.
If you're a child watching, turn off the show right now.
She said, she's like, we don't do the tooth fairy at my house.
Oh.
Well, they used to, because my sister used to go ham and put like little like glitter footprints. But
That's really cool.
That is
Lilu's
really
too in on it. She's too like, that's not a thing anymore. She's 9.
If you stop believing,
She's
then
9.
the tooth fairy stops showing
Correct.
up.
Yeah.
So you
Correct.
never stop believing.
Correct.
I s-
I'm with you.
Yes.
I still believe.
I still believe.
She said, she's like, well, I don't want to get rid of my tooth, so I'd rather keep the tooth than take the money. And I was like, well, what if I keep the tooth?
And I pay for it.
I was like, I want to make like a little necklace out of it. Maybe I'm the tooth fairy.
Maybe that's Fern's
wait.
end game. She becomes the tooth fairy.
I actually really love this.
What if it was that you take a tooth? It's a take a tooth, leave a tooth.
Take a tooth, leave a tooth? Yeah, I kind of love that.
So
You
wait,
get?
In Exandria, the tooth fairy pulls a tooth and puts somebody else's in it.
Fucking scary.
you just wake
All
up
different
with one
sizes.
Sam
That actually is an anthology book that I keep pitching. Is like little like horror stories or just like folk tales from different areas of Exandria, and I really love that as like a book, as a version of the Tooth Fairy that's in like Isilra or something. That
Yeah.
the Tooth Fairy changes your teeth or something.
Yes.
Wow.
Ooh, I kind of like this.
Because I
I
mean,
want to workshop this.
Okay.
Fern could be the Tooth Fairy. Because like the Tooth Fairy is obviously a Feywild,
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
right?
Yeah, like just
walking
lobbing
it
teeth of creatures. Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
She pays you for your teeth.
Yeah. So wait, did you end up keeping your niece's tooth?
Yes, I have it.
What did you
In
give
my
her?
pocket right
Did you
now.
give? Yeah. What did you give? her?
Coloring
some
book?
candy.
Oh, nice.
Get more teeth?
So I can give more to
Do you have plans for the tooth?
I kind of want to like, this is really weird, but I kind of
This
want to
is
like,
weird?
no, I know. I kind of want to dip it in like like some. I want to make like a little necklace out of it. That's cute.
Like encase it in resin or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could do like what I have
like that, or like dip the little part of it in gold.
Yeah, make a little.
How
She
big?
was
How
such
big
a
is
boss taking it out too.
Oh, she took it out?
Yeah,
Damn.
because it was
Does she do the
wiggling. And she's
wiggle,
like,
wiggle, twist and pull.
yeah. And I was like, "Do you want me to do it?"
Oh God.
And she's like, "No, I can do it." And I was like, "Are you
She's
sure?"
Such a boss.
She's
Yeah.
such a boss.
I see.
She's
Mine
such a
was
boss.
always that I would just like play with it for so long that I would just pop out.
It would
and I
just-
was like, fuck.
The slow pop.
Yeah.
After days.
Yeah.
How
Isn't it crazy that we've experienced our teeth coming out?
Falling out.
Yes.
Isn't it crazy
Like, as
that
children.
we're born with a second set of teeth?
Just
Yes.
yes, in your
Like,
skull.
yeah.
That one set just goes away, and then
So
we get a
scary.
new one.
And those
Your
full
brain just-
adult-sized teeth are
Are
just
in
in the
there.
fucking in the skull.
Ew, that's gross.
it's weird. Yeah, have you ever seen the, like when
No.
kids
Yeah.
get their
Their host does not help. Having a host instead of just one of them being tagger does not help keep on track.
their heads X-rayed before they
Oh,
push it out? Like
no.
a whole other round of
Yes,
teeth?
it's weird.
Did you know that?
You seen
I
this?
did not.
Yeah,
What's
they're
this
just in there when you're born.
Yeah, your extra teeth are already there.
Saved on your phone.
So if it's small enough, you could send it to literally any of our
Dice
the dice
makers?
people
I
and
know.
put it in a D20.
Oh, that would be cool.
It's really tiny. It was a.
It's great. So it'd fit
Like a
in
little
there.
fang.
So it'd
Yeah.
fit in a D20. Yeah, make it put it in a D20.
I don't
mold.
hate it. I don't hate it.
Do the
Yeah.
cans have the two
Say again?
prongs, or is it just a single?
No, it's just a single.
If-
Yeah. So
Got your
yeah,
That's cool.
It's a weird hair thing and a teeth.
I didn't
So they're not necessarily fashion or accessories,
No,
but
it
Oh, yeah,
doesn't have
we're
to be.
so-
I think
Oh, you
it
know.
would be interesting if it's
Yeah.
anything like that. So yeah, who's next?
Oh, that was just one question.
yeah.
What accessory does FCG have?
So anyway, Fernwell has some people's hair pocket since Xander on their prime. Just FC obviously has. I'm censoring that. But he also has like a easy make a sour. But he originally part of the idea is like he would collect and sample different motor oils, but he dropped that instead just for coins and stuff. And now baking stuff. He always had that thing, so he's always at any point can make sourdough when he wants. Has a lot of has are scissors, which are very hard to see, being old-fashioned shears with metal, entirely metal, and kind of rusted. Also, one thing they like was F.C.G's former coin, but I think that what they like about that is mostly like the joke that comes with like they've lost it now, and for him and I think they always kind of wanted to go back when they just find it, make a one shot of it. This is like, but it's like going to a dungeon that was meant for like their early player game, but now they're like be like high level stuff. So how you make it interesting? Mm-hmm. And what class are you playing as a Demon King? At the moment, he's playing a fighter, but it's a sort of like a Mass Effect variant of classic D&D. So it's a soldier. But when it's classic D&D, he goes paladin with Oath of Conquest stuff. Then they get into something potentially controversial. They'll go into like what they prefer, like sci-fi or fantasy.
I mean, yeah, we got flying snakes. I mean, that's not very close, but
Flying snakes are real.
But like,
Flying snakes are fucking
are
real.
I've seen them.
Okay, I have a horrible phobia.
I literally Yes, and yes, I do have a video up here, so in case you want to look.
Of snakes. When I was very little, my parents bought me a National Geographic book about snakes, thinking it would help my phobia. Then I opened up the book and I saw that flying snakes were a real thing, and I closed the book.
You serious?
Flying snakes.
No, yes, I'm telling you, look it up. But none of you have phobia of snakes because they're really scary. Please don't send me anything with snakes. I will cry.
Wow. Well, no,
Laura's
like,
looking it up right now.
Flying snakes.
that's the thing. So,
Oh, no, the controversial things comes at the end.
yeah,
It's like they fall from trees, and and they call them
I think
flying
it's
snakes.
falling.
and
Actually
they
fly.
fly.
And they like they'll do it to like get her across rivers and stuff,
Yes,
right? I
it's
think I know what
awful.
you're
Like
talking
they'll like
It's
launch
awful.
out of
They'll,
a
like,
tree.
glide.
Yeah, they can like
Yeah.
actively glide. It's horrifying. I'm actually gonna like have to throw up. Like this is making me uncomfortable.
wow.
Don't look at it.
Chrysopelia, more commonly known as the flying snake or gliding snake.
What the
Flying
fuck?
Yes, I already did know these were a real thing. Even saw videos of how they could do it, though.
Snakes are mildly venomous.
Oh my
Mildly.
god. Mild.
Now
It's like a mild curry. It's not hot.
Thanks, Wikipedia,
Do not
you guys.
scroll past this, please.
Their range is Southeast Asia, southernmost China, India,
What's
and
the
Sri
flying
Lanka.
range?
Yeah. What is it? Flying
speed.
And outside Danny Carr's
Things
house.
to know. How far? About 300 feet from the tops of trees.
No!
Wow.
Wait, but they're on.
That's cool.
But is that like a
Speed.
300-foot tree?
Speed around 25 miles per hour.
Oh my god.
Falling?
They're just jumping.
There's
And snakes should not be able to jump. It should be able to jump.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
they'll
though,
launch
wait.
themselves into the air and glide down it.
How do they fucking
they're
do
not
that?
flying.
They're
They're
just
falling.
gonna go like this. It's a snake. It's not like they have wings.
no, I think they
Maybe they can.
No,
they can
legitimately.
glide
Are they
I'm
like-
telling you?
I think
I
yeah.
hate this. I hate what we've
Yeah,
done.
look at the picture.
Stop.
Okay, let me see.
Let me control it with
That's
the
a still
Don't look.
picture.
No,
That's a still picture. Of course
Looks like
it
he's
looks
falling out of
graceful.
the sky.
I think they fall.
I want to see a
this
video.
done?
Falling,
God,
they're
okay.
falling. They're not flying.
God.
I love we're talking about this incredible.
Sorry.
It's they make steeper glides, like where they have more, a lot more control of the fall and stuff there, but still, it's more steep.
Species of snake that can do this incredible thing, and Sam's like, it's just falling. It's not that cool.
Can you glide through the air, Sam?
Well, it chose to call itself a flying snake. It's gotta earn that.
That shows, by the way, was a huge tangent. You had not finished talking about.
No, I think that's. But look at how close to life it is, right? Flying fucking snakes.
I'm
Couldn't have
with
that
you.
kind of conversation.
I'm with you on that because I lean more sci-fi than I do high fantasy.
Right.
Like very
You
more
don't care for our show
way.
very much.
Not really. But I lean way. Yeah, I much prefer sci-fi.
I just think it's so much more. It's fascinating because it just feels weirdly, even though you can probably see it as kind of crazy and opposite of the spectrum, but it just feels closer to home.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
good point.
it's easy
It's a good point.
it's easy to cover like, the atrocities of mankind and capitalism and all the themes that we like
Yeah.
relate to that we have to deal with.
Right.
Yeah. And for those who
There are
wonder,
5 species of snakes in the Malaysian jungles that are able to transform their skeletons to glide through the air. A study has revealed exactly how these gliding snakes contort
actually,
their
that's not
bodies
as steep as I
to cover a
thought.
great deal of ground. When it leaps off a high tree branch, it rotates its ribs forwards and upwards, making its body double in width. This transforms it into a much flatter, aerodynamic shape, similar to an airplane wing. It moves its head back and forth, which passes waves down its body like it's swimming in air. Professor Jake Sosha carried out the study by creating a plastic copy of the snake's cross-section and placed it in a tank of flowing water and gathered data on the way the water moves around it using lasers and high-speed cameras.
Yeah, they talk more about sci-fi versus fantasy and stuff, or other stuff. Like one of their favorite things, like maybe like aliens, and that leads to a controversial thing, which
magic and the world building in something that does not mirror the world that I'm in, because holy shit, the world that I'm in kind of sucks a lot of the time. And so I'm like, what if there were dragons and magic and it was just a little bit easier, and pretty dresses? See, that's the one thing sci-fi does not have going for it. No pretty dresses.
No, that's not true.
That's not true.
But they're
Star Wars is just fantasy in space.
but sci-fi is often
No. Star Wars is just high fantasy in space.
And on that controversial note, that's all the time we have for Four-Sided Dice. I just want to thank Marisha Ray.
Were you gonna name a movie?
I'm sorry.
I was thinking of the fucking Bruce Willis. Fuck, what's his name?
Fifth
Element.
Element.
There
Thank
are
you.
Thank
So
you.
good.
And on that lovely
Pretty
note, I
dresses.
just want to
Yes,
thank
pretty dresses
everyone
in Fifth
for
Element. I will give
watching,
you that.
For Four-Sided Dice.
So
I'm
good.
gonna try and exit again.
Okay, sorry. You can do it.
You got this.
You can do it.
want to
Wait, one more thing? Sorry. I'm sorry.
I want to thank
And also,
Marisha Ray, Laura Bailey, Sam Riegel, Ashley Johnson,
me.
and our fabulous lawkeeper, Danny Carr.
Who's that?
I've been your totally human, non-android host, Abubakar Salim. Good night,
Rescues off the table, I celebrate. Wait, escape, and to lose control. Let's just leave this world. And viewers, you know the song, and I have to go over my homebrew for the things. This one I recently edited, but I originally created this one so long. This was one of the first. This was one of the first like homebrews I made on D&D Beyond. It's my first spell. It's actually a cantrip though. Empathic Retaliation. I realized over time, like it was way too powerful just to be a cantrip, but especially with some of the unseen creature. So I put I forgot I added this caveat here, which does help help with it. You can only if you learn this cantrip if you already have empathic powers. It can be learned by pretty much every class that can use spell. But if you don't have some sort of empathic abilities, it will not. You cannot pick this. It has a casting time of one reaction. It can work anywhere with 60 feet. And right now it shows the semantic component, but I think that's just because I used Hellish Rebuke as a template. And like until I did an edit the other day, it showed it being an evocation, though I changed it to divination of sorts. Though I'm not actually sure what category would be the most accurate. I'll have to go back and change that. But you establish an empathic link temporarily with a creature that damaged you, forcing it to feel the pain from their attack. Roll a percentage dice. The creature makes a charisma save, taking psychic damage equal to the percentage of the damage that triggered the spell. Roll rounded down on a fail save. If the creature succeeds in the save, then I take no damage. I literally just actually added the charisma save feature there. Originally, they just take the damage stuff. However, this has another feature that is unique from other cantrips. Is that you have the ability to actually use this on spell slots to make it a level spell. And in addition to the damage, the percentage damage, you also can add 1d10 damage to that damage per level cast when you make it a level spell. That I thank you for joining me. This is Frina Riamencha, and I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.